Latitude. Map makers also do lines east to west around Earth. These lines of latitude are somewhat perpendicular to the lines of longitude. The center line, called the equator, divides Earth into the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Latitude is the distance in degrees north or south of the equator. Lines of latitude from parallel circles as shown below. The equator is the largest circle. All other circles became smaller and smaller the closer they are to Earth's poles. The North Pole and the South Pole are each shown by a dot. Plotting locations. Earth is a sphere. A sphere is a ball-shaped object. If you look straight down on a sphere, it looks like a circle. A sphere can be divided into 360 degrees. That is why latitude and longitude is measured in degrees. The latitude at the equator is 0 degrees. All other lines of latitude are measured either north or south from the equator. The North Pole is located at 90 degrees north latitude. North 90 degrees N. The South Pole is located at 90 degrees south latitude, 90 degrees S. The longitude at the Prime Meridian is 0 degrees. There are 180 degrees of east longitude and 180 degrees of west longitude. Any location on Earth can be described by the intersection of any of the closest lines of latitude and the closest lines of longitude. Latitude is always started before longitude. Minutes and seconds. Latitude and longitude lines are far apart. They help identify locations. Each degree of latitude and longitude is divided into 60 minutes. And each minute is divided into 60 seconds. Time zone. It is exactly noon in your location when the sun is directly overhead. However, it is exactly noon in only certain locations on Earth. How do you know what time it is in other places? Time zones were set up to make travel and doing business easier. A time zone is an area on Earth's surface between two meridians where people use the same time. The reference or starting point for time zones is the Prime Meridian. The width of the time zone is 15 degrees. But as shown below, time zones do not follow the meridians exactly. The borders of the time are something crooked so that whole countries can fit into them. Notice how the time changes by 1 hour at the boundary of each time zone. International dateline. The line of longitude 180 degrees east or west of the Prime Meridian is called the international dateline. When you cross the dateline from east to west, it is a day later, so if on Sunday you were sailing west towards the international dateline, after you crossed it, it will be Monday. If you turn around and sail back across international dateline from west to east, it will be Sunday again. The international dateline does not follow the 180 degrees. Exactly. This is because some island groups would be divided by the line. It would be one day on some islands and a different day on others, so that the day is the same for all islands for one group. The dateline bends around them. Map projectors. Because of a globe is a sphere like Earth, Earth's features on a globe appear as they do on Earth. Maps, however, that are flat. How can a flat map be made from a sphere? One way to show features from a globe on a map is to make a projection. Cylindrical projections. Imagine a light at the center of a globe. and a sheet of paper wrapped around the globe. The light would throw shadows of the continents and the latitude and longitude lines onto the paper. Because the paper is a cylinder, as shown above, this is a cylindrical projection. A map made in this way represents shapes near the equator very well. However, shapes near the poles are enlarged. Conical projections wrapping a cone around the globe makes a conical projection. This type of map is a good representation of the shapes near the line of latitude. Where the cone touches the globe, other areas are distorted or not represented well. All types of projections distort the shapes on a sphere.